Welcome to Cherryblossom Yoga. I'm Robin Dinerman. This is a half-hour Hatha Yoga class for beginning and continuing students. Usually when I teach a class, I begin standing and then move to sitting postures and then down to the floor. And I learned at one time that that's the American style of Hatha Yoga that apparently I was taught in the 70s, 80s, 90s. I don't know whether there's other teachers who are aware that it's the American way, but it was a while ago. And I prefer to do that, and my students appreciate it because they don't have to get up and down. And especially when you get into your senior years, it's not as easy. We want to take it easy at first and then build up some strength, build up some stamina, warm up the muscles, and then explore how far we can go. It's not like when I was young and I would just really try all sorts of twisty, pretzel-y postures. It's very different for me today. So what I'd like to do today is, first of all, do some seated warm-ups, which my students always like because they don't have to stand. So they consider it a treat. And then after the break, we're going to do some twisted kneeling poses. And I think you're going to enjoy them. They're a little bit more challenging. And you might want to watch it first and then try it later, play it back, watch it again. So please join me. So to begin with, just for some warm-ups, let's bring the legs out and point and flex. I'm going to turn a little bit, point, flex, just to warm up all the joints, and then rotate at the ankles and go the other direction. And make soft fist of your feet, and then push outward and spread the toes, which you cannot see today, but I am spreading my toes apart. Okay. And then the same thing with the hands. You can flap the hands and make circles in the air. I like to really stretch the fingers apart, move them in all different directions, and open the palm, and then make soft fists. And you can continue doing that with your feet as well. Soft fist and open and spread. And as you squeeze, you kind of cut off some of the circulation and you open. You are oiling the joints and letting the blood circulate and flow. Get things moving. I was teaching one of my private students the other day, and just from some simple movements of breathing and stretching and moving parts he wasn't moving, let's do shoulders back, the color came back into his face. He was looking pretty pale when we started. And at the end of class, we said, he's alive. Oh, good. So we're rotating the shoulders backwards and then forwards. So I have my hands outside of my legs to give my arms more room. And let's open the arms, big wide, stretch, lift your chin just a little, let your eyes look up really high. Take a deep breath. Feel how the chest expands, and then exhale, wrap your arms around yourself and squeeze, give yourself a good hug. I have my right arm on top. Check which arm you have on top. Now open, inhale, deep breath, kind of draw the elbows back a little bit more, and then exhale, and again, walk the hands across your back. I'm trying to reach the rims of my shoulder blades, and then inhale and hug. So you're stretching the muscles in between your shoulder blades. You're moving the shoulders. And then if you've been sitting cross-legged or however you've been sitting, maybe you want to change the position. So I'm putting the other leg in front. I'm going to sit really tall. I'm seated on the fold of my blanket. So I'm pressing down through the sit bones. I can feel where my tailbone is. It isn't quite touching, but that's my base, the tailbone and the to sit bones. Take a deep breath, lengthen the spine, reach up through the crown of your head. Now exhaling, tighten your belly muscles. You can even place your hand at your solar plexus and at the belly. Gently press to help push the air out. Inhaling deeply. The air travels down your throat into your lungs, but imagine it goes throughout your body, that the air travels down your center line into your belly, reaching maybe your navel or your tailbone. I love that image. And that the air spreads out through the shoulders, extending out through the hands and fingertips, through the hips, legs, feet, and toes, oxygenating your blood, increasing the amount of oxygen in your blood. Very good for you. So we're going to do a little twist right now. Breathe in and bring your arms to the top or outside of one thigh. So this is my right thigh. I'm turning to the right, and I'm bringing my chin to the right, my eyes to the right corners. And since I'm not warmed up yet, and this is my first twist, I'm going to do it very gently, twisting left, chin to the left, eyes to the left corners, keeping the chin level, and back again to the other side. Inhaling to center, exhaling as you twist. So back and forth or side to side. And I can feel the warmth now generating through my waist, traveling up my back from the lower back. So now I have my right hand, right leg, left hand on the right shoulder, twisting right, bringing my chin a little farther to the right, eyes to the right corners, and my elbow at shoulder height approximately. And releasing, inhaling to center, right hand to the shoulder, left hand pulling, lift that elbow, twisting and exhaling. And come back to center, release, open the legs. We're just going to change up a little bit. Turning in and turning out, warming up the hip joints. And then bring the legs back, whichever leg in front that you want. So I'm placing, this is my right hand, I'm placing it in close to, it's actually a little bit under my right leg because my knees are not all the way to the ground. Left hand coming up, palm turn inward, inhale. Now leaning to my right. I'm trying not to use this hand at all for balance, it's just there. And lifting the arm over your ear or your cheek, looking straight ahead. And inhale back to center and exhale. Let the air out slowly as the hand floats down. And coming up on the other side, palm turn inward, breathe in and exhale. So the muscles that are holding you up are on the stretching side, right about at the waist. And it takes some work to lift the right shoulder, pull it back. And this is not a curved arm, it's a straight arm. And you're sending the energy out of your fingertips, lifting with the in-breath at center and lowering the arm with the out-breath. And coming up again, inhaling and exhaling. And center. And to the side. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out either through your nose or through your mouth. Inhaling up and exhaling. And we're completing the movement. Finishing now on this side. And lift and back to center. Now another version of this is to extend the arm out. So you kind of have to experiment to see how far you want this arm to come out. But you'll get an enormous stretch from the armpit all the way through the rib cage to the waist. You might want to do this with your legs straight out. You might want to change whichever leg's on front. And play around with this till you find what works for you. So this is my left arm up, my right hand here. I'm going to slide out. And then I'm just reaching. I'm doing a side angle pose. And if you want to reach a little farther, now here I am putting weight on the hand which is on the mat. This is a great stretch. And then maybe after a breath, you want to work your hands out a little bit closer to the edge. Try to go as far as you can until you feel this sit bone lifting up. Now coming up, we're going to slowly bring the arm up so that we're not flinging the arm and using that to come back to center. So think of the waist, lift up from the waist, come back to center, and release. And then we'll try it on this side. Palm inward, this arm stretching, and I'm going a little bit off the mat here. And I'm reaching and stretching some more. Nice stretch on the side looking up to the ceiling or the sky. Lift the arm, lift through your shoulders. Come back to center and pause. Hands at the heart with the thumbs linked, elbows down. Draw the shoulders up and then press them downward and release. And close your eyes and breathe, scanning your body now. Do you feel taller? Do you feel a little bit warmed up? Are you more comfortable seated now? Maybe you're aware of your heart beating or the movement of energy throughout your body. Notice without judging. And we're going to pause for a moment. We're coming back to Cherryblossom Yoga after a short break. Welcome back to Cherryblossom Yoga. I'm going to borrow some postures from the yoga teacher Olivia Miller from her Yoga Deck number 2. It's a number of flashcards for postures, meditation, and it's very helpful. I've mentioned her before. She also has a book that I like very much. I came across these. This is one of the flashcards, the Kneeling Lunge with a Twist, and I'm going to read to you the benefits of this. It lengthens the spine, relieves lower back pain and sciatica, strengthens the thighs and legs, tones the waistline, relieves anxiety and tension. I mean, what more could you ask for, really? So we did this in my class the other day, and they were very happy with it. But what I will suggest is that I taught a slightly different version for many years. And now when you add the lunge to the kneeling twist, it's a little bit more challenging, I guess I would say. So we're going to start out simply in table and do some warm-ups for the knees and the feet. Now I have my big toes toward each other, the heels turned away. I'm pulling back, and then one hand after the other, pulling the hips away from the shoulders, getting that nice long stretch alongside the ribs. And at the same time, I'm trying to keep my head level, so I'm reaching forward with my head. So I'm going to come forward into table, inner elbows toward each other, back of the neck lifted, and pull back again, stretching and lengthening. You're going to feel it a little bit differently each time, sometimes under the arms, sometimes in between the ribs. Trying to pull the tailbone back as far as I can, lowering the head so the ears are just between the arms, and coming up. And then you can start coming forward. Now, what's important here is that you have that little cushion of air under your palm. So your palm is curved like so, and you're pressing down on the heel of the palm and your fingertips. The fingers are spread. So I'm coming forward like so and pulling back, getting that nice stretch again, coming forward. And this is actually for me pretty comfortable. Another version is to tuck the toes under. Now try to keep your chin level and look straight ahead. So now I'm getting a stretch through the abdominal area. Of course, it's weight bearing, which is really good. Knees down, gently release the feet. And just for a moment, I'm going to come up onto the knees, bring the hands behind the back, and aim the elbows towards center. So we're opening the chest, retract the jaw slightly because I know the head starts to come forward. So pull it back and release. And now this is the way I've taught it for years. So there's right angles here. Bringing my left foot forward, there's still 6 to 8 inches between the two limbs. The left knee is above the left ankle. And I want to get as much as possible the right knee below the right hip. So often I'll start like so. So the shoulders above the hip. And sometimes I'll come down both arms inside, lower the head, and then I reposition again, letting the head hang. So here's where the twist comes in. I'm going to bring the thumbs locked, prayer position to my chest. Dive down, inhale up, and release the arms, twisting so my right arm goes outside of the left leg. The leg is stable. It's the heels pressing down, as is the ball of the foot. I've got this arm pressing, and then I would put my hand here for balance. Now, if you feel stable in this posture, you might be able to twist a little bit more and bring the arm behind you. Pull the shoulder back, turn the head, peek over your shoulder, and then come to center. And take your time coming down, or you can just simply come out of it and flex the foot, stretch the muscles in the back of your left leg, flexing and releasing. So coming up again. Now I'm going to change feet and bring both arms down. Let the head hang, let the shoulders sink. So again, the right angle, knee over the ankle, right angle here. And let your head hang. And then coming up, thumbs locked. Dive down, inhale up. Lower the arms, now twist to the right and bring the hands down. So the right arm is outside of the leg, pressing into the leg. That's my left arm and the right leg. And then my right elbow at the right hip. I'm looking down. Now, you can place the right arm behind you, turn right. And release. And then come back. Notice I did that carefully on the left side. Point and flex, or release and flex. Getting that stretch in the back of the leg. And tucking under, coming back up into table. So a kneeling lunge with a twist would be bring the foot up, and instead of having the right angles, you move this leg back into a lunge. And here, the benefit of this is you get the stretch into the psoas muscle. So now placing the arm outside, you can balance like so, or you can, I'm going to get my knee over the ankle. You can bring the hands, but I cannot twist enough to line it up with my sternum. And release. Straighten the leg out. And try this leg. Just slide that leg back. You do want the right angle here. And we're bringing the right arm to the side by the hip. Left arm against the right leg, looking right. If you want to place the hands in prayer position, fine. And then release. And when you try this, make sure you have good cushioning underneath you so that your knees are protected. And come down to the floor, either seated or on your back for rest and relaxation. Forming energy circles, the index fingers touching the thumbs, hands resting lightly on your knees. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath, pulling the air up your nostrils, down your throat. Feel the energy traveling throughout your body. Breathing in peace and harmony. And releasing tension, anxiety, and worry. With each breath, you renew and refresh yourself. Keep your mind on your body and your breath. Feel the muscles of your face soften and smooth. Your shoulders have sunk down, so your neck is free. Your chest is free to expand. Each breath brings you into a deeper and deeper state of relaxation. Let a small smile form at the corners of your lips. If you are seated and need to adjust how you're sitting, please feel free to do that, or just simply move your knees up and down, or stretch your legs out and flex and rotate. If you're lying down, roll over onto your side. And let your awareness return to your body and your breath. If you're lying down, use your palm, your front hand, to push the floor away. Allow your head to hang down as you return to a seated position. Set aside a few minutes each day, hopefully in the same place at the same time. Turn everything off, especially your phone and your computer, if you can. Focus on your body and your breath. Taking a few really deep breaths, letting all that air come out, will refresh and renew your body, mind, and spirit. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're feeling wonderful. I hope you can carry that feeling with you into your day, into your week, and into your life. Namaste.